saying your self-titled EP is out, lots to talk about. But before we get into all of that, could you start with just like your story and how you got into making music?
Yeah. I'm from LA, born and raised, 31 years old. Um, I just started making music in college, or started DJing in college. But music's always my family's musical, always been around it. My dad was a DJ, so just kind of naturally went in that direction, I guess. And then started making music around 2012, on and off, but I was always DJing. And then finally during COVID, I was like, now's better. Now, what better time to make music? I have the time, so that's where I'm at.
100%. Oh, that's great. And you mentioned your dad was a DJ. And did I read that your mom was an Olympian?
Yeah.
So you were kind of destined to be talented no matter
I guess so.
what. How would you say
I guess so.
your upbringing kind of influenced who you are right now?
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like I could be great. I mean, I didn't really know my dad was a DJ till later, but it was when I started DJing, I found that out. So I was like, this makes sense. But yeah, with my mom, I was always just like, my mom is very accomplished and has done some cool things. And it definitely just gives you that like confidence because you're like, I can do, she did whatever she, did and came out of like she's from Baltimore. Baltimore's a crazy place. So she came out of like whatever her crazy circumstances were growing up there and moved to LA and ran in the Olympics. And it's just like, yeah, I can do anything.
It's in your blood. Like, how can you deny
Like,
that?
she made the Olympic team twice, which is yeah, that's very rare, very, very rare. So
Absolutely. Oh, that's amazing. What do you think it was that kind of drew you toward house music, though, in particular?
um I don't know. I mean, it was always around growing up, man, because it's the East Coast, New York, Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit thing. So I always heard it and just thought it was like really fast, like R&B music.
Yeah,
It
it
was
kind
always
of
around
is,
the
yeah.
house. Yeah, it was always around the house. So, and then when I finally made the connection from like the Daft Punk and stuff that I discovered through my friends liking and stuff like that, I was like, oh, okay, like this is that. This is just a different spin on it, I guess. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was through friends, listening to Daft Punk and Justice and Crookers and that whole era, Blockhouse era, and then I started. The LA had like has a really big rave scene, and even back then, when I was in high school, like LA had a really big rave scene. So everyone was like going to raves, like that was just like the thing to do. So I figured it out there, and everything just kind of started connecting, and that's where I ended up.
Absolutely. So, how would you describe your sound to someone who's maybe never heard your music before?
Um, I'd say it's a blend of like different like black genres connected. So like house and techno, funk. I use a lot of funk and soul breakbeat samples, a lot of hip hop breaks as well. So it's like funk, some soul, um, some hip hop, house and techno, but kind of modernized. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
feel
that was good.
Yeah, it kind of modernized. I don't know, like just with like, it's very psychedelic. Which is because I mean, I guess, a lot of music nowadays is really psychedelic. So I definitely draw from that as well. So yeah,
For sure.
but it's definitely I definitely try to take bits and pieces from different eras and styles of black music. So disco, soul, funk, hip hop, house, techno, and just kind of mashed them all together under kind of like sped up tempo with, like I said, with some hints of like psychedelia in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure. And if someone hasn't heard any of your music, we can flash forward to today. Your self titled EP is out.
Yes.
That's awesome. What was the process like putting this together for you?
Um, it took a couple months,
Hmm.
and just a lot of weird scheduling because I started it still as while we were still technically in lockdown. So, but by that point, my friends and I had been vaccinated, so we were just it was like definitely a little easier to meet it, but it was still just like weird scheduling and like, is it cool if we go here and there, so that was one part of it. But I just made sure the sessions were really quick and just was like, whatever ideas we have, like let's just get them out.
Hmm.
Let's just get them going. Let's not overthink. Let's not second guess. If we liked something the minute we heard it, let's run with that, and let's just use that. We can tweak it later if we have to, but so because there wasn't a lot of time. I felt like, and yeah, so that was more or less the process. Just meeting up with my collaborators in different studio spaces and just getting out our ideas as quickly as possible. And I think that's definitely a trip. You definitely, I guess, is you could hear that in the music. It's very it's very raw, and it's like it doesn't. I guess it almost feels like some ideas aren't all the way fleshed out, um, but that was kind of the goal, is to be just pure raw creativity. Whatever came out of our brain in that instant, that's what we're gonna go with. So it was really fun creating that way, and I think maybe down the line when I have more time, I definitely will hone in on my ideas more a bit and sharpen them. But I did like the raw kind of free flowing, just stream of consciousness creativity that came out of it, and I think a lot of people like that as well too. So yeah, it was fun. It was really fun, and I definitely want to also keep creating music that way too. Because it's yeah, it's when you're with your friends and it's almost like you guys are just jamming out, hanging out, just kind of playing.
Organic.
Super organic. Yeah. So yeah.
Amazing. Do you have a personal favorite song on the EP?
Hard to say. It honestly changes. It changes a lot. Like this weekend, I might say it's more. After this weekend, I might say it's more vivid than life.
Mhm.
The before that, I would have said, like in the beginning, I would have said it was keep you close, and then at some point in the middle, it became colors. So it has literally changed
That's so cool.
every it changes like every week since it's been out. So yeah.
I mean, that's a good sign though, right? At least they're rotating. They're all
Hmm.
your favorites at different points,
Yeah.
different moods.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what was extra cool about it is you released this on your own imprint, Understated. What was kind of your goal in creating this brand?
I don't know if there was a goal. I mean, it started as like it just started as a event brand. So we were just like throwing parties and then just booking our friends that were like, LA has so much talent, and a lot of really big DJs that live here but weren't getting booked in Los Angeles. And it's like these are some of these acts are like international acts. So, and just knowing and just I guess being in the scene, being in the industry, a lot of these people were my friends, and I was just like, well, why don't I have a platform for you guys to play? And I had a venue at the time, and we were just like, let's do it. So it started with that. I guess so that was the goal, was to put LA on and to make a space for like these really talented, really well-known LA artists that for some reason weren't getting the chance to play in the city that they lived in. And that I think that naturally blossomed into a record label, because it was like, well, all the talent is here, so we have the means to release their music, so might as well release their music too.
Right.
And then I just kind of, so I guess there was a goal, but it was never really like a intentional goal. It was just kind of just once again organic things just snowballing, and just me kind of going with the flow and us kind of going with the flow. Um, and yeah, but by the time it came for me making my own music, I was like, well, it's my label, and I guess the unintentional goal was fulfilled, of like, this is my space to do whatever I want and be as creative as I want, and I have to answer to anyone. I didn't even like send it back to like other people in my label for feedback. I was just or my friends, I was like, this is what I want to put out, and it was just like,
It's
okay,
happening.
yeah, it's exactly, it's happening. So
Yep.
this is what we're gonna do. So yeah, that was really cool. And that's and as far as just like we did the artwork, I designed the artwork, me and my best friend, who also is, manages the label. um and it was distributed by uh the company that my roommate runs. So, and then the PR is done by Jamie, and Jamie's one of my best friends. It was like such and then the collaborators too were all understated artists, or like understated adjacent, who I've known for a long time. And it was just all friends working together. And that was like the best thing ever. It was so easy and just so fun to do. It's like making art with your friends,
Yeah. What's
like
better? Yeah.
what's better. Exactly. So that was the best. And I mean, I definitely want to keep that going, so in whatever way I can. I don't know if it'll be as, I'm sure I'll release on my label again at some point. So I don't know if it'll be as like as that as much as that, because I definitely want to branch out to other labels. But just knowing that I can do that and that I have that whenever I want is really nice. So
Yes, for sure. And judging off your Instagram, it looks like you've been doing a lot of performances. Do you have anything coming up that you're really looking forward to?
actually, no.
No, no.
That was it. This weekend was it. I have one show in October. I don't even have a date for that yet, but I'm playing with Gene Ferris. That's on a Wednesday night, which is like a really cool show. It's called Clinic. It's that's the next thing I have. So honestly, no, I'm actually really excited about it. I've played more or less every weekend since like the beginning of June.
Yeah.
Um, so no shows.
Not
I feel
yet.
like
Not yet.
I did what I needed to do. Like I played my shows. The EP came out and summer ended. It like my last show was right at the end of summer. My first show was right at the beginning of summer. That was it.
Hey, that's okay. I mean, the
Yeah,
calendar will fill up again, I'm sure.
no. I'm stoked on it. It's like it felt like a movie script, honestly.
Oh, that's so dope. What can people kind of expect out of a performance from you?
I mean, it's a DJ set, so I'm a DJ first,
Hmm.
DJ first, DJ after, DJ always. So it's um you're gonna hear a lot of different styles of music, but like I said, it's kind of all rooted in house and techno and disco and but yeah, you're gonna hear a little bit of breaks and like left field weird stuff, some acid house and techno, some maybe some bass music, some drum and bass in there. It's a little bit of everything. I just kind of want people to really lose their minds on the dance floor, but like really I want you to kind of, I call it like the head high body high. Like I want you to kind of feels like your head's spinning, but like you're still dancing, you're still throwing ass, like you're still lost. um that's definitely what I aim to do. And yeah, I don't know, I just want you to come dance. I always want to capture that feeling that I feel like that you hear the older heads talk about in like the New York and Chicago days, where they were just like people were just throwing themselves all across the dance floor, and they're just whenever hearing sounds like that before. And that's what I try to capture with my DJ sets, and then hopefully I hit that mark. So
And
yeah,
I can imagine that may have been a little extra special this summer too, like putting people in that mood because they had gone so long without being able to do that. That's just like
yeah,
that's a beautiful thing.
yeah. No, the shows were lit. I've never seen dance floors go as crazy as they have been all summer long. Like everyone was just going for it. No one was taking it for granted anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
in LA, you have a lot of scenesters and a lot of industry people, and I feel like half the show a lot of times, and it got. I feel like right before COVID, it was getting really bad. Where it was like half the show was like people in the scene and in the industry, and they would just be standing behind the DJ booth, not dancing, just like networking and talking, and then the other half would just be dancers who were there going for it. But there was always this like weird disconnect. And this summer, I feel like everyone was just kind of like, nah, we're dancing, we're going for it.
Happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like cut the
Happening.
BS. Like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. There's no more clout chasing. And so it was so fun. Just it was so amazing just seeing the dance floor lively again. And yeah, I think everyone, like I said, just realized that we can't take this for granted anymore and to lose this. So let's make the most of it. I mean, it almost got lost from us again this summer. Cases got really bad in LA again. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to go back to the way it was. So,
Definitely not. I mean, let's see. Hopefully, winter is okay.
yes.
Maine is like really vaccinated, from what I heard, right? Like,
Maine is super vaccinated, but our cases are crazy right now because we get a lot of tourists in the summer.
mm,
So it kind of, puts us in this position where like
mm,
we're vaccinated. And I mean, I'm
yeah, yeah,
vaccinated and I caught it. So it's just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it's kind of a mess, but
yeah,
we're crawling back. I have
yeah.
faith.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, now your EP is out. Are there any other projects that you're working on that you're really excited about?
Yeah, I have some things bubbling. I can't really say. I mean, I can't say, but I don't want to put it out there yet because
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff to be tied up still. But yeah, I've working on a collab EP
Um,
with one of my best friends. So that'll be cool. And then I'm doing a remix for another friend
mhm.
that excuse me that I haven't started yet, but I'm supposed to do the remix. But
It's gonna happen.
I'm definitely, now that summer's ending, I'm definitely planning on going back into the studio like from now and all through the winter, and just finishing music so I have stuff ready to go for next year. So I just stay on top of it. And instead of just having a summer of like just kind of cramming everything, I can have a whole year of like playing and spreading things out. I can start in the spring and kind of start in the summer or, and, kind of go through the summer and just have it all more spread as opposed to just like chaotically just playing shows every weekend. So yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to, honestly.
That's great. It sounds like a lot to look forward to coming from you. What artists are you currently listening to that you've been really loving?
I was just thinking about this today, actually. That's really funny. You asked this question. Yeah, I'm all of my favorite producers right now are women. Like they're
Yes. Love
killing
to
it.
hear
Like,
it.
the women are just absolutely murdering it right now. So that'd be Logic 1000, Tisha, uh, Pretty Girl, this girl named Pretty Girl from Australia. She's insanely talented. And who else? Honey Dijon, um, Octa Octa, Eris Drew. Yeah, like literally all women just destroying it. India Jordan. So yeah, shout out to the women in dance music right now. You guys are making the best music, and yeah, plan on keeping it that way. Also, shout out to like all my friends right now making music here in LA. Like Atari, another one killing it. House Alias, aka Pilo, he's like one of my best friends and probably my biggest inspiration. Michael Pham, another one of my really close friends, making incredible music right now. Brandon Lucas, same. Nick Garcia, who I collaborated on the EP with, Lubelski, Troy Kurtz. There's so many people in LA right now just making like really dope music. Um, and yeah, everyone's killing it. So that's pretty much like what I've been listening to. It's either like the homies or like just all these women like abroad
Mhm.
making it fantastic music right now. So yeah,
Love that. We're gonna keep that train rolling for sure.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
What do you do when you're not working on music? Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah. What do I do? I play basketball. That's why I hesitate on that.
Cool.
I haven't played in a while, so I play
Uh-huh.
basketball. I still have a day job. So I work in fashion and retail. So
Cool.
yeah, so I do. That's actually where I spend a lot of my time. I'm a buyer and merchandiser at this very cool boutique in West LA called Black Market. But yeah, actually, I'm planning on leaving short, not soon, but like by the end of the year, so I can do music full time. So yeah, so that's what I do. But I draw, I write. Like I in an alternate universe, I'm a rapper, so I write a lot of raps.
I love that.
Like I'm rapping on the EP. I'm rapping on
Uh-huh.
Keep It Close, in colors. So, but yeah, and in an alternate universe, I'm a rapper that like is like really big and tours and and puts out like really
Yeah.
albums. So I do that as well. But yeah, no, I like to just like kind of take it easy and I'm like actually pretty mellow. I go out, like when I go out, I'm like a different person, but like in the day, I'm like actually a very mellow, chilled out person. Kind of keep to myself and just kind of likes to hang out with my friends. So yeah,
That's amazing. Well,
yeah,
last but certainly not least, here in the state of Maine, our state motto is the way life should be. So I want
that's
to
it.
know, according to you, what is the way life should be?
Good question. Um, the way life should be, everyone should just like do what makes them happy. And also at the same time should just keep to themselves.
Mind your business.
Everyone should just,
Mhm.
yeah, do what makes you happy and at the same time mind your business. That is the way life should be. Everyone, think if everyone just did those two things, society would be flourishing right now.
Yes, I actually could not agree more. That's how I try to live my life as well. Just mind your business and do
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Do what makes you happy? And then it would, and if whatever, if there's something else that makes someone else happy, let them do that. And then you mind your business and do what makes you happy. And then let them do what makes them happy. And they mind their business too. I think everyone wins in that scenario. So I think that's
100%.
what I like to be.
That's perfect. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for taking the time to
Yeah,
chat with me again. I'm
absolutely.
glad we could finally connect.
Yeah, finally. Yes, yes.
Yes,
This was fun. Thank you so much.
yes, thank you. Until we meet again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Take care.